Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be talking to you about the new Fire palette from NYX. This is a new line for NYX. It comes in, I think there's 5 or 6 different palettes that they just rolled out with this collection, and they are all color themed to their names. So I got the Fire palette, which is a really fun kind of warm palette for fall, and I wanted to review this palette for you guys today so that you can see first of all how I did this cool red smoky eye, and then I can just kind of review and talk to you guys a little bit about my thoughts on this palette and show you guys some swatches as well. So if you're interested in getting a pretty affordable palette from NYX, nice warm palette for fall time, then this is definitely going to be for you. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below, and let's go ahead and get into this tutorial / review of the new NYX Fire palette. Alright guys, so this is what the palette looks like when you first get it. This is the packaging. It's super cute. It's got some like fireworks on the outside of it, and then on the back it has a picture of all the colors and their numbers, so they're not actually named, it's just numbered for each of the colors. Now when you take it out of the box, it basically looks the exact same as the box, only this is going to be a glossy finish versus the box, which is a matte finish. And then on the back it has the same little layout for the palette with each of the numbers so that you know. And then when you open it up, this is what it looks like so that you can see all the colors. I don't love that it doesn't open up all the way. This is as far as it opens. But as you can see, it looks like pretty good size as far as the pans go. You get 12 pretty bright fall looking colors. So I think the palette is really gorgeous. It's got some matte colors as well as some shimmer shadows. So I think it's got a good versatility for fall. It kind of looks to me like the ABH Subculture palette. So it's got some similar colors there, which is kind of why I was drawn to this palette. And then also just because it's got some fun fallish reds and oranges, very warm looking palette. So this is a new collection for NYX that they just launched. This, like I said, this is the Fire palette, and they also have 5 other palettes that you can choose from. They have Earth, Air, Water, Metal, and Wind. And each of the names correspond with the colors, so I just thought this one, being the Fire palette, was the most vibrant and like fun and warm palette, so that's why I was drawn to this one. But these all just launched, and they are all the same price with 12 colors. They all look the same, just with different colors in each palette. So I'm going to go ahead and insert some swatches for each of these so that you guys can see all of the colors, and I'm just going to do them row by row. So I'll go ahead and show you the first row now. Alright, so the first row has like a greenish kind of gold color, and it actually swatches to be like a pretty true gold on the arm. Then it's got that really bright yellow, which is actually super pigmented while swatching it. Then it's got a nice transition shade, and then a nice kind of cranberry shade for fall. So the first color is a shimmer, and the other 3 are mattes. Then the second row has a really pretty kind of shimmery, but almost the texture of a matte, a nice cool brown. It's got a nice dark metallic gold. Then there's this really pigmented matte red. It's definitely like a warmer pink red. And then the last color is a matte black. It didn't look super black in the pan, but swatching it, it actually looks pretty black. Now the first color in the bottom row is a very pretty red orange. It doesn't seem as pigmented as the other red. Then the next one is a really pretty burgundy, like mulberry matte purple. The third color, it looks like a really super deep teal, but it definitely has some purple sparkles in it. And then the last shade is red orange, like a rusty red orange, and it's kind of shimmery. So the first 2 shades are matte and the last 2 are a little bit shimmery. Alright, so that is what all the colors look like on the skin. Overall, I think they're pretty pigmented and nice, which they should be because this palette does retail for $30, so you should expect some good pigmentation and some good blendability from a palette at that price point. With this being NYX, it is a little bit more expensive for them. I know they tend to be on the little bit more affordable side, but that's why I wanted to get this palette, so I could do a review of something that they have a little bit higher priced. It's not over the top for 12 colors, but it is a little bit more expensive for them. That's enough of a little bit of a review with the swatches, so I think we can go ahead and get right into trying this thing out. So I'm going to start with my favorite blending brush. This is the Sigma E40. It's just a really fluffy, tapered blending brush. All right, so first I think I'm going to start with the color number 3, and that's just a really nice transition shade. So I'm just focusing this color not in the crease, but just above the crease under the brow to be a good transition into some of those brighter colors. And I'm just doing it in windshield wiper motions back and forth and rotating between doing smaller circular motions to really just blend that color. I just took the remaining foundation from doing my foundation on my face. I just took what was left on my little beauty blender and I brought that up onto my eyelids, and then I just set that with a little bit of loose foundation powder, and that's what I'm using as my eyeshadow base today. This color is applying very nicely and evenly. It's definitely a very good matte transition shade, which I feel like is something that's very important for any palette that you buy. You want to make sure that it has a good transition shade. Next color, I'm going to pick up the color number 2, which is this bright yellow. And like I said, upon swatching that color, it was very pigmented. So I just want to make sure to just use a tiny amount, and I'm going to continue with the same E40 brush, just picking up a tiny amount of that color. Just the tiniest little amount. And I'm going to put that just slightly lower, not quite in the crease, but just slightly lower than that transition shade. And just start warming it up, doing the same windshield wiper motions. And I'm just going to bring that color slightly down into the inner corner. Alright, next we're going to start really warming it up with this color, number 9. And I'm switching over to the little bit smaller E38 brush from Sigma. This brush is the same kind of shape as the other one. It's just a little bit smaller, and so it keeps the color a little bit more controlled. Since this color is so bright, we're going to put it right in the crease and focusing it into the crease and down just a little bit. Taking the color on the outer corner and just kind of taking it in circular motions. And I'm just building the color little by little, just picking up a little bit more at a time so that I don't get too much. Rather than trying to take a bunch of product at once and put it all on at the same time, this is a little bit easier if you just take a tiny bit and build the color that way. So as you can see on the eye, this color is way more pink than in the pan. It's like very red orange in the pan, more orange, but it's very pink when you actually apply it. Alright, I'm dying to use this rusty red color, so next we're going to go in with color number 12. Now to test this color out, I think I'm going to show you guys applying it on both eyes. So I think I'm going to apply it on this eye using this Sigma E32 brush, so you can see how it applies with a dry brush. And we're just going to do this color all over the lid. It's not terrible going on with the brush, but it's not as pigmented as I want. And it's definitely getting some fallout on my face right here. I'm just going to take a little bit of this NYX setting spray. Kind of dampen the end of this real quick. Anytime I'm applying a shimmer shade with a brush, I always make sure to do it in little back and forth motions. I think it helps the color stick and go on a little bit nicer and helps you get less fallout. So that already is going on so much better. So I don't recommend applying the color with a dry brush. You can dampen a brush with some water or a setting spray, and it'll help with less fallout and get that color more pigmented for you. Alright, and then for this eye, I'm just going to go in to on that color with my finger, and I'm just going to apply it on my eye. A lot of times just using your finger, I think, is the best utensil for applying a shimmer shade. So I think for the best result with this color, you want to go in first with your finger and kind of blend the color with your finger, and then you want to grab your dampened little brush and go back in and then really just darken that color up anywhere you want it to be like really, really bright. Alright, so this is what it looks like now that I have the intensity that I want on both eyes. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of fallout on both sides. Doing both methods, so just be cautious of that and start the process of doing your eye makeup with a translucent powder under your eyes so you can just swipe that fallout away with a dry brush. Alright, next we're going to go in with the color number 4, another matte shade, and we're just going to start darkening up the outer corner of the crease. And for that I'm using the Sigma E30 pencil brush. So I'm really just using this brush to press this color in to the outer corner and in the crease. Then we're going to go back with the E38 and blend it. Just blending in little tiny circular back and forth motions. Now we are done with the upper lid, and we're just going to go ahead and do a little bit on the lower lash line. We're just going to be mixing the colors 9 and 4, focusing the darker color on the outer lash line and the lighter color on the inner lash line. As you can see, applying the matte shades with just a dry brush, they're really pigmented and they go on really nice. And then we are done with the eyeshadow, so you can just go ahead and swipe away any fallout with a dry brush. So overall, the colors are very pigmented. I feel like they applied really well, they blended out really nice. I feel like there's a good range of colors, so I like the eyeshadow. I've been using this mascara for a couple weeks now, and I just really like it. I wasn't going to do any eyeliner, but I think I'm just going to use a little bit of this Physicians Formula eyeliner, just a little bit on the top real quickly. Alright, a little out of order, but I think that makes a difference, and I think it looks really good now. And I'm just going to pop on some lashes real quick. These are the Iconic Lights from House of Lashes. So real quickly, I got this new highlighter from Wet n Wild. This is the Golden Flower Crown. It's one of their newer colors, and I have Precious Petals and I really liked it, so I wanted to get another color. This is just a really pretty light, like champagne gold. So I'm just going to use this in my inner corner a little bit. So I'm just going to swirl this F69 brush. This is just a small angled little brush. I'm just going to swirl this in a little bit of setting spray, and then I'm going to highlight my inner corner and right under my brows. Alright, so this is the completed eye look, and then I'm just going to do my lips real quick, and I'm going to be using the ColourPop Lippie Pencil in the color Skimpy. Now lastly, I also got a new lipstick from Dose of Colors. This is the Liquid Matte Lipstick in the color Truffle. I have a couple of the Dose of Colors lipsticks, and I really like them, and Ulta just put these on sale for one day for half off, so you know, I had to get a couple more. Alright, so that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review and tutorial using the new Fire palette from NYX. I hope this was helpful if you're planning on purchasing this palette. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy little reviews like this, so I know I can do more videos like this in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome week, and I will see you in my next video.